people, it's your girl again, Omolola, from Unlimited TV. Today, we're here to give you the gist, the ongoing gist about the comic actor Ijoba Lande and his wife. After the marriage, infidelity brought her going on between Ijoba Lande and his wife. Rumors emerging from all corners stating that he is the biological father of their son the wife had for him during their marriage. Whether this is true or not, this is a big concern for marriages going forward, as infidelity keeps surging. More so, people are saying this wife is heartless, as a single mother of two being accepted by a man. Having the temerity and nonchalant attitude of having a child for another man and pinning it on the balande is a wicked act. Once again, my name remains Omolola Odedepe, and with me here I have a guest that will be discussing on this new development. But before that, let's go on this short break. Be right back. Welcome back. With me here I have Mr.
Ayola.
So, Mr. Ayola, I have some questions for you. Hope you're ready to give it to us as you wanted.
Brilliant.
Okay, number one. This new development look like a never-ending saga. Like, what's your take on it? This issue of DNA between Jobalande and his wife.
Personally, I think that's why there's DNA, right?
Yeah.
When people are confused about certain situations like this, biology don't lie, right? So when you have complications, most of the time there are easy ways to go about stuff like this. Do not stress yourself. Just go to the hospital and do a DNA test. And then one more thing is when a lot of people say some certain things about one person, five people cannot be wrong and be right. You know, when something is not right, most of the time, if you pay close attention, there's actually a possibility that you're going to see it from.
Okay. Another thing I need to ask you is, this DNA of the thing, is it a necessity or a distraction?
It has to be done.
Why?
She's guilty of something, right? She smokes. She's been to a couple of countries, and there are a lot of maybe false accusation that states she's into prostitution. So what that means is there's actually a possibility that she's going to lie. And as a man, if I have to put myself in a situation whereby I have to offend you or know facts or know the truth, I'll not go for knowing the truth, you know, because I'm quite confused. I can't.
So you prefer offending me because you want to know the truth, right?
I mean, because you're not straightforward. I can trust you, and it's your fault that I can't trust you, and you cannot blame me for that. That's you know me. If you have straight ways, maybe if you don't give me reason to doubt you, maybe I'm not going to. I wasn't like that at first.
I think I understand you. So on to the next now. Mentally and emotionally, the man in question, Jobalande, is unstable. What would you advise him to do to move forward?
Go for a long vacation. See a therapist.
Like where?
That's a choice, you know. Some people are good with adventure, some people like rock, some people like sea, some like Maldives. It depends on your style, individual differences. So I think you need a long vacation, you need a psychologist or maybe a therapist. Someone to talk to, a professional man or woman that is going to listen to you carefully and programmatically and then look for solution from a professional perspective, not from your friend or someone you think is smart, because I promise you people are not really as smart as you think.
That's correct. Okay. My next question now. Will this be an example or a warning to those intending to marry a single mother, or the trend will just continue like that?
You don't know how people's destiny should unfold. Because it happens to Jobal and it doesn't mean it's going to happen to everyone. There's actually a notion. You cannot talk people out of their destiny. Something has to happen. Some people are lucky with single mothers, some people are not. It's individual thing. Because then they have a terrible experience, doesn't mean I will, doesn't mean you will, doesn't mean everyone will. Right? We have different way of going through things. I mean, I'm not saying you cannot learn from it, but do not imagine it's your life. And if you have someone like that you love, do not imagine she's not the one for you because of what happened. She might be the one for you. Maybe because Ijoba Lande is unlucky with it doesn't mean you're going to be unlucky.
Okay. So, based on this your answer, I have a question related to that. Assuming you are the victim, what would you have done? How are you going to handle the situation?
Well, I'm not going to marry anyone out of pity from the start. I'm going to make sure I love the person. If I love the person and then she's a single mom, I'm not going to have a problem whatsoever in dating her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to love her and her children regardless. But once something like this happens, I'm not going to think twice. I'm going to leave the marriage at the spot
But you know, in
immediately.
some situations, love is not always enough.
Yeah, I mean, you're right in some sense. It's not always enough, but there's something evidently true that she's doing wrong, right? And that's something too. That's something about the truth, right? When something is right, you have to react based on the truth, not based on your own delusion or what you
Okay.
think or your own emotions.
Okay. So you're advising him to go for a vacation or talk to a therapist in order to move on fast, right?
That's the antidote to the suffering and pain he's going through. So, what do you think?
Okay. But wait, let me ask another question. Let's just assume the person in question is not capable of going for a vacation or probably seeing a therapist or doing talking to somebody like what other thing can you suggest or advise the kind of person to do?
Read books. There are a lot of good books written by men and women, good ones to be precise. Not everybody's lucky in life with money, you know. But then you cannot be a broke person and a naive person or an unemployed person at the same time. No, that's
Exactly.
something, right? Read. Stay away from everybody you know. It's really uncomfortable for you. You can leave your house. Go to a place where you're going to feel some sense of sanity. You're going to feel like you're not bothered. I mean, these
Like a
are
serene area,
yeah, I
right?
mean, maybe it's surreal. Maybe some people like it lousy actually. Some people like it, it depends. Yes, I promise. Some people say
Okay.
they cannot survive in peaceful places.
Wow,
Yeah, I've got a lot of people like that as well.
that's right. So to my next question. The other time we talk about reading a book, what if the person you're talking about is not eligible enough to read books? Like what other things can you do?
Pay attention to what excites you when you're a kid. Music work for some people. Some people like silence. Some people talk to old friends. It takes you to know what excites you. It's not my call to tell you what excites you. I believe you know yourself more than anyone else. You need to look for what excites you as a kid. It's always come from when you're a kid. Some people just go for 10, 10, 10, right? Some people go for, yeah, it's just a personal thing, you know, and that's something
Okay.
too. That's something to take into consideration too. Some people like old music, some people like all this pastoral, it's a personal thing, right? Some people, a way of dealing with tough situation is just to listen to music. Some is to work out, they have to. Some people likes to run it out. Some people just like to cry. Some people like to spirit out. It's a personal thing. You know, it's just it depends on how you. I mean, these are the first time you've been to a tough situations, right? So you're familiar with hard life. You're Nigerian, oh come on. You probably seen something synonymous to something terrible. Maybe not the exact thing, but then you've been through tough situation before, and the way you went through, you know, the way you go through the tough situation is one of the exact way I would advise you to go through this too. But maybe this is quite tougher, right? So what do? You look for an antidote. And as I said before, it takes you to know what excites you. You just have to pay close attention to yourself.
Okay, thank you. So to my next question. How will you advise this man in question to handle the kids? I mean, the previous two kids this wife had before getting married to him, and the son she had, she claimed to have for him.
This is a really a tough question. I'm really sorry you have to go through all of this. This question is straight to the bone. It's not fun, man. Nobody likes feeling stupid. Nobody likes feeling used.
Used, yeah.
He was a victim of unjust situations and circumstances. It's not good. I'm really sorry this has to happen to you. I'm sorry you have to go through this pain. I'm sorry you have to go this. I'm sorry you have to go through this suffering as well. It's not good. But then, I mean, there's actually a possibility that you've seen something similar before. He seems to be a strong man. You've been through a lot of tough situations as well. So I would advise you to just take a walk. Don't listen to anybody. Think about what you think is right for you. It's not in my position to tell you what to do. I don't know how your destiny should unfold. I'm not going to be the cause of your pain and suffering. If I advise you and you take it, you're only taking my advice, it's not yours. If it has any consequences, I'm not going to be the one to face it for you. You're going to be the one to face it for you. If it works, it's not your advice that works, it's mine. So what that means is you're not going to know how to go about it after.
Decide for yourself.
So it takes you to know what works for you. But I would just advise you to take it easy. These things are not good, man. If you're emotional, I will understand. But then it's not an antidote to the suffering. It's going to make everything infinitely worse for you. You've been through a lot of pain. You don't want to add to it. No, it's not good for you. So if you think living with her is going to be a hell of a place to be for you, I would advise you to ask her to leave. But if there's actually a possibility that you're still going to like her anyways, I mean, it seems to be an emotional man.
Yeah, they're married.
What you have to do. But as I said, you don't have to follow it. Just do your thing the way you want to.
Okay, Mr. Ayola, thanks for your time and we're happy to have you around. This brings us to the end of this section. Hey, beautiful people, don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, and like this video because we still have some other things to unveil. Thank you. See you next time.